Good afternoon, everyone. It's still Sunday. Um, Decided to do some fishing. I'm at this place called, I believe, Equus, Equus. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that has something to do with horses. And I think that because I used to listen to a band who was led by a lady who was into horses. Called Blonde Redhead. I don't know if you've heard of them. I'm sure you have, actually. If you haven't, look them up. They're pretty good. So they have it still set up for the Winter Wonderland theme, which it's never too late for that because as we speak, I guess they're closing portions of the Northeast North American continent due to snow. So good luck with all of that. Um, Stay safe, drive safe. Kind of looks like milk in the water there, huh? Oh, speaking of which, I was at the store and this lady was handing out bags. Says Annie's homegrown cookie bites. I like words. I think it's funny that it's homegrown cookie bites. I don't know how you grow cookie bites. Must be genetically modified plants or something. But it says made with goodness. Thank goodness they're made with goodness. They're lemon drop flavor. So I'm going to give them a try. So how is everyone doing this afternoon? Nah. They kind of taste like baby cookies. I think I'll put that away for a while. Ugh. So, I got off the phone with my sister just a few moments ago. We were talking about she is into youth ministry. Like Girl Scouts, after school programs, things like that. That's the way we grew up, and we were thanking our lucky stars, or as we would say it, we were blessed to have people in our lives, adults in our lives, who cared about us and who were willing to donate their time to look after us and make sure that we were, safe and cared for, and etc. And she's saying how difficult it is to get people to volunteer. So we were just talking about how that was a godsend for us because who knows what our lives would have been like, how we would have turned out. I was raised conservative, so I'm not one to blame my parents for anything, but at the same time, we were not. It could have gone very wrong for us. So we had people who were there for us, watching us, protecting us, providing for us, and who at least pretended to be interested in your ideas. That made a huge difference in our lives. So she's really into that right now. She's giving me a status report because she had done a fundraiser that did not turn out well at all, and she was making a plea to the church to please help support the youth program in her church because she gave a testimony, of course, about how that made a difference in our lives. And every young person deserves a equal opportunity. So that turned into an interesting conversation. Of course, we were parent bashing, and it's not always a good idea. We weren't really saying, oh, well, our lives turned out terribly because of them. Because really, we turned out quite well, but we were also given credit where credit is due. So, if you know of a youth activity program in your area, and you're trying to make a difference in your life, in your community, you want to do something. I don't know about anyone else, but the most previous election cycle and the aftermath and what led up to it, of course, I'm really beginning to wonder about our nation and our civilization. It seems to be coming apart at the seams. And I have made up my mind to do something in some small way, try to make an impact. My female friend was suggesting we go and help at the local Salvation Army to ask them what they need done. I agreed, and so we're going to go look into that. We all think that we're the only ones on the earth that deserve attention, and then we wonder why our culture seems to be unraveling. It starts with the young people, and then it goes from there. So I encourage you also to do that, to volunteer. Ask your local. If you don't know what to do, call your city hall or your town hall. Call your local Red Cross or charity. The United Way usually has things going on. Look it on Facebook. You can usually search in your area for events. Call and volunteer your time. If you're not into donating your time, ask how you can contribute. Most are happy with a $10 donation, a $5 donation. And it seems like everyone's always, standing there with their hand out, but really, do we all live forever? We don't. The moment we're born, we begin to age and die. So, we need to give back. That's the first lesson that they taught me in youth camp is leave your area better than the way you found it. Well, that's the way we need to look at life in general. Not only was it difficult to accomplish our civilization, because our civilization is very unique. Our nation is very unique. People might laugh about that, but we've come a long way. We really have. And so there's always, of course, there's even those who are trying to reverse progress. There's always, I know how retarded that sounds to some people, and I apologize, but as a somehow liberal conservative, I have to acknowledge that there are forces in the world that are evil. Also, because of my religious upbringing, I have to acknowledge that there are people in the world who do want to make things worse for all of us. But we didn't get this way by accident. People had to put in their time and effort. People had to do their part to make a change, and it would be selfish and inconsiderate of us to not do our part. We always hear people say, oh, you got to do your part, and we don't really think about what that means. What does that mean? You gotta do your part. I don't gotta do nothing. This is a free country. But eventually, like our own bodies, our civilization will decay and rot and fall down if we don't each of us contribute, put in our part um, for making the future, at least continuing the progress that has already been made, if not making it better, because we do need to leave the world in a better light than it was when we got here. That's only natural. Say, well, I think we're doing pretty good. That might be true. It might not be true. If you think it's true, look for another way to make a difference. Um, in the lives of young people, like I was saying earlier, you can never do too much to make their bringing up a better experience. Even if you think they're spoiled, which some kids are spoiled, try to think of a way to, make a difference. Consider teaching a class that would help that in some way. Contribute to a group or organization that helps expose, spoiled children to the world so that they get a better grasp, a better of an understanding of what life is really like outside of their bubble, and really what life would be like once their childhood ends. How they will be forced to fend for themselves. I think that's one of the problems in our civilization is we don't know how to function. We don't know. We're broken, a lot of us. At least my generation was, and that's embarrassing for me to admit. But because I don't like being put in a box. But realistically, we all need role models. I'll just say that. We need people who will look out for us and protect us. And, in the case of where the parent is being negligent, they may need help too. They may not mean to be negligent. Maybe they work two jobs. Maybe they don't understand what they're doing wrong. Some people say, well, I'll just report them to child services and let the state take care of them. That's not working either. And the state will be the first to inform you of that. We all just need to pitch in and help our civilization to grow and to prosper and to carry on to the next generation. I've heard the analogy that when a plant stops growing, it's dying. And I feel like our civilization has stopped growing. We're beginning to shrivel and dry out, and that's very alarming to me personally. So anyway, all of that came out of a little conversation I had with my sister. Can you believe that? The things that go on in my head. But really, I am thankful for everyone who participated in my education, in my, I was involved in so many youth programs, and I hated every minute of it, but looking back, it really prepared me for adulthood. It helped me to be a better person. And I look back on those individuals with fondness, and I miss them dearly. And I wonder where they are and what they're doing, and are they okay? Are they still alive? That's another thing. Don't ever think that your actions will go unnoticed. My sister also was sharing with me recently a girl that she had lost track of. She was teaching Sunday school, and a girl stopped coming to Sunday school because the bus went to go pick her up, and she wasn't there. And they knocked on the door, and the bus driver said that the house looked like it had been cleared out. And she didn't hear from her after that. Fast forward 4 years, people will just show up out of the blue 4 or 5 years later, sometimes 10 years later, and say thank you for the energy you put into making my life better. As a child, you made such a difference. You may not think so. It was only for that incident with my sister, it was only one Sunday a week, one day a week for maybe 2 hours. But that had a profound impact on her. She realized, that opened up her mind, that there's a whole nother world out there beside the one that she was suffering in. So I encourage you, please, look for a way to make a difference if you are not already. And if you are, thank you very much. You may not get a thanks right away from them. You may not always get a thanks at all. But you are making a difference. You know, we all kind of laugh about, Oprah likes to say, random acts of kindness, I believe it was. And it's true. Little things can make a huge difference. Especially consistency and stability and appreciation and encouragement. When someone's not getting that, that makes a huge difference. So that's my thought for right now. I'm still going to be having that celebration tomorrow morning, Monday the 13th at 6 a.m. Second Life time. That is Pacific Standard Time, in case anyone's not aware. If you are not already using the Second Life browser, go ahead and download it now. That way you're ready if you want to come participate. I would love to see you. I do have offices available, and a ballroom and a conference room and a reading room and a gallery. Anything you want to use, let me know. I will likely let you use it for free until further notice. But I just am trying to get together a group of people who are like me, in that they want to negate a lot of the negativity, and look for people who just want to grow and experience and appreciate equality and life. If you especially are a nation that benefits from a representative government, I really encourage you to join my group, Black Ring Society. Black meaning the esoteric sense, secret. Like, you don't have to go around telling people you belong to my group. I don't really care what your political beliefs are, what your lifestyle is. I don't care what your background is. I just would like you to join so that we can hang out and coordinate our ideas and discuss. And if that's what needs to happen, me simply being a support for you. Like I said, I'll make my space available here on the simulator that I'm renting space on. Make my space available for you to do whatever you want to try, so that you can grow somehow your character. Okay? I look forward to meeting you. My name is Tesla Kuhn. Like this video, leave a comment, and join my Facebook page, please. And I will leave a link to my location in Second Life in the description below. Thank you very much for listening.